Hey y'all, what's going on? This is Jackie, and today I'm making a video for Patrice. So Patrice asked a question, and I'm just going to go ahead and answer it in a video. So Patrice applied for a PCT slash HUC position, and a PCT is like a CNA. So she applied for like the CNA slash HUC position, and she has a interview coming up. So she just wanted some tips on how to handle the interview. So I got about five little tips for you. The first is to speak on your experience or speak about any previous employers that you've had. So if you have experience, so like if you have experience being a PCT, a CNA, and now you're going to be a HUC, speak on that. Say, I've been a CNA for, 3 years, or, I got certified, got my license, you know, 10 years ago. Speak on that experience. Now, if you just mainly done that and you really don't have any secretarial experience, say, I never really did that part, or maybe sometimes you might have filled in for a secretary that was out. You can speak on that. So like, yes, you don't have the full experience as a secretary because you mainly did the CNA part, but say, hey, I filled in on occasion for the secretary, answering the phone, things like that, answering the call lights, helping the nurses, things like that. With the administrative part, you can speak on that. If you don't have any experience doing any of that, but like let's say you volunteered somewhere, or maybe a long time ago you might have had a job being a secretary, speak on that. So any kind of way you can tie that in. Now, let's say you've never done any of that. Just say, hey, I answered the phone a few times. Like, exaggerate, you know what I'm saying? I answered the phone a few times when the secretary has stepped off the floor, or, things like that. So just some kind of, exaggerate a little bit if you have to, if you don't have any experience in the secretarial position, if you're more the one way. Now, if you do have, if you mainly been a secretary, and then you also, if you mainly been a secretary, but you also, you recently became a CNA, things like that. So mainly, like, understand what I'm saying? So like the last 5 years you've been a secretary, but then you went and got your license to be a CNA. Then speak on that. Say, this would be my first time, working as a CNA. I have more experience as a secretary, but I watched the CNAs, I've helped the CNAs, I helped the nurses, things like that. Speak on that some kind of way, just tie that in. Another is if they ask you why you left your previous employer or why you're leaving, like say you're currently employed, but you're trying to go there, just say, hey, I love working there. It was a great company. I love the people there. I'm gonna miss the people. Like, say if you still work there, I'm gonna miss them. But it's time to I'm looking for more. I'm looking for better opportunities. Like, so you're not bashing them. It's just that you're saying the the opportunities there have dried up, and you're looking for more opportunity. That makes you seem like a person that's just not going to be stagnant. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make you seem like you go from place to place to place to place. Some people do, right? But when you speak of better opportunity, it makes it as if you reach the top of that company and you can't go any higher there. It's not that you don't want to, it's that there's no what's the word I'm looking for? There's no more opportunities for you to go higher. It makes you look like a go getter because you want to go higher. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you just, oh, I can't stand them and they ain't got nothing going on there anyway. No, it makes it seem like they have capped out. You capped out over there. You want to go higher, but you can't. So that's how you speak on that. Say you're just looking for better opportunity. You always speak highly of them, even if they got on your nerve, even they got all this and all that. Because I guarantee you, these HR people, because the healthcare is small, okay? It's the same employees, you know. The nursing homes, the hospitals, the doctor's office are all picking from the same pool. You know what I'm saying? They know what's going on. So you don't need to speak negatively about the company because I guarantee you they already know. Okay. And then number three is let them know that you are a multitasker and you're organized. In order to be a CNA slash Huck, you have to be organized. You have to be able to multitask and organize because not only are you going to be answering the phones, doing the patient's charts, you're also going to be interacting with the patients. So you're going to have to decide which comes first, right? If if the if you're in the ICU and you got enough nurses and the nurses and it's a calm day, okay, everything's going good, you may not necessarily have you might depend on your nurses and how the ICU works, you may not necessarily have to be in all the patients' rooms doing everything, getting the blankets, getting the bedpan. The nurses may be able to do that, and you can focus more on being a secretary. But if it's one of those days where okay, it's too much going on, the nurses are drowning, overwhelmed, you might have to focus on you know, balancing. You're gonna have to balance. All that requires you to be able to multitask. One of the things I always talk about, my highest video is how I start my day. And one of the things I always did is I will always make sure the printer had enough paper, the the we had enough wipes. I will always order gowns for the isolation rooms, gowns, masks, things like that. For the isolation rooms, we will always have our kits. Make sure our pantry was stacked. It was full. I will always do that. I will wipe down. I will go through the charts, the physical charts as well as the chart on the computer. I would do all that because things change. So you having both positions, if you get that taken care of first, when things go start going sideways later on during the day, you ain't got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the phone go ring. Anybody can get the phone. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can get that. You gotta deal with these patients, especially if they crashing or somebody, they gotta go to surgery or somebody took a go lightly. Now we got a Cole Brown situation. So you ain't got to worry about the desk part. You know what I'm saying? You can deal with that, but you got to be able to be organized and you got to be able to multitask. So you need to emphasize that. And then another is to research the company. So whatever company you're interviewing for, research the company. Go on their website. What year were they built? Did they just get it do a merger? Did they get acquired by somebody? Were they in the news for something good, bad, a strike, things like that? You need to know what's going on with this company. Um, did they just add on? You know, did they recently do renovations? Speak about that. Know something about that company. Know something that's going on about that company. Always research the company. And then the last is when they ask, do you have any questions for us? Because they're always going to ask that question. If you don't have any questions, if you really don't have any questions, just say, "Oh no, you answered all my questions." That's all you got to say, because that's what I say. "Oh no, you answered all my questions. We good. I got everything I answered." Now sometimes I might be like, I might pause and think about it for a second, and then I'll be like, "No, no, you answered all my questions." But but that's what I do. I never say, "Oh no, I can't think of anything." No, no, just say, "No, no, you answered all my questions." And the reason why I say that is because when you're interviewing, it's not just them interviewing you. You are interviewing them. Okay. And I think a lot of people don't think like that because some people might be desperate, for a job and things like that. So they are like, okay, I'm gonna answer all their questions. They're interviewing me. No, you're interviewing them as well. All right. So that's what I got for you. If you have any more questions, you can put them below. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.